Good morning, class 8 students. In history, in the last chapter, we have studied the British administrative structures in India, and today, new chapter, chapter 4, the name of the chapter is Rural Life and Society. So, in this chapter, we'll understand the rural life and society of Indians during British rule. Okay, the land revenue policy under the British. The East India Company demanded a fixed amount of cash on a fixed date, irrespective of the fertility of the soil and the nature of the harvest. This forced the farmers to cultivate cash crops like cotton, poppy, and indigo instead of food crops like wheat and rice, and as a result, Indian villagers were no longer self-sufficient in food. And students, cash crops means the crops which are cultivated to sell, okay, not for the personal use but to sell, to earn. The British followed three systems for land revenue collection: the permanent settlement of Bengal, the Rayatwari system, and the Mahalwari system. So now first we'll discuss about the permanent settlement of Bengal. So in 1793 CE, Cornwallis introduced the permanent settlement of Bengal. The Jamindars were required to pay a fixed amount in cash on a fixed date as a land revenue to the treasury, irrespective of what they could collect and irrespective of the fertility of the soil. Slowly, the Jamindars brought more areas under cultivation and made more money while they paid the same fixed amount to the company. Now, we'll see the advantages and the disadvantages of the permanent settlement system of Bengal. First, we'll see the advantages. The Jamindars turned out to be firm supporters of British. The British government ensured that it received fixed amount on a fixed date. It was easier to deal with Jamindars than with hundreds of farmers. So, the Jamindars, the landlords, they turned out to be the supporters of British. So it was advantage for the British, and British ensured that they received the revenue on a fixed date and they received the fixed amount, and it was very easier for them to deal with few Zamindars rather than dealing with hundreds of farmers. Now the disadvantages: the Jamindars ill-treated the farmers to extract the revenue. So what happened was, now slowly the Jamindars brought more areas for cultivation and they wanted to make more money, and for that they started ill-treating farmers because they need more work and more labors to earn much money. Okay, small farmers became landless laborers. Many landowners evicted from their land by Britishers as they did not have pattas to prove their land. Here the term pattas means a written record, okay, written record given for the lands, okay. So they didn't have this, that's why many landowners, they were evicted from their own land. Then the last disadvantage is increased tax in many provinces. So the taxes were increased in many provinces. Now the next one is the Rayatwari system. The Rayatwari system was introduced in Madras and Bombay presidencies between 1792 and 1827. The middleman or the Jamindars were removed. In the first, that is in the permanent settlement system, we have seen that the Britishers, they were dealing with the Jamindars, but in the Rayatwari system, the Jamindars were removed. The settlement was made directly between the company and the Rayat. Rayat means the cultivator, who paid the government about half the value of the crop. The revenue amount was revised after 20 or 30 years depending on the fertility of the soil. This system was different from the permanent settlement of Bengal as it gave more security to the cultivators. Now the third one is the Mahalwari system. The Mahalwari system existed in parts of Uttar Pradesh, parts of central India, the northwest province, and parts of Punjab. In this system, the settlement was made between landlords or heads of families claiming to represent the entire village, community, or group of villages and the government. Villages also called as mahal. That's why this is called mahalwari system. Okay. So the landlords or heads of family were jointly responsible for the payment of revenue to the company. The revenue was fixed and it was to be revised after 20 to 30 years. So we'll do till here, till Mahalwari system, and the home assignment is write down the given question answers in a history copy in good handwriting, and students, you need to learn it as well. So the question is exercise number 4, question number 1. Describe the permanent settlement system in Bengal. Mention the advantages to the British and the disadvantages the farmers had in it. And the next question is describe the salient features of Riyatwari system. How was it different from the permanent settlement of Bengal? And the last question is what was the Mahalwari system? Mention a disadvantage the farmer had in it. So students, write down in good handwriting, and in the next class we will continue with the chapter. Thank you.